What's going on, shipmates? We are back at it. We took a little bit of a break for the holidays, Thanksgiving. Hope you guys enjoyed it with your families, whoever you guys had it with. I enjoyed mine, had a little bit of a break. So now we're back, and there also wasn't too much to cover during that time as well. Not too much got released. They had like little updates here and there, especially with Echo and then with some other games as well. So I just decided, you know what, take it off. I'll come back. There's going to be a lot going on when I get back. And I was right. There is. So we are back at it. Here, this is a weekly reset. We have three, as you can see there at the bottom, story events going on. There is four featured banners, all you are. There's some mini events, little things going on. There's a lot going on. So we're just going to jump into it. I'm going to try to cover all of it as fast as I can. I don't want to make the video too long for you guys, and you guys are just kind of watching me stumble, tumble, and carry on. So, all right, shipmates, we're going to start here on the left side. So, Dusty Legacy is here. This is almost done, actually. By the time you see this video, it'll probably be done. You got like a day and a half left. Essentially, you pick these boxes, you get little rewards, stuff like that. It's mainly, if you want to look at it, this is where you get like the actual units. This prizes here are going to be for this here, which is going to be the weapon for these units. Moving on, Starry Splendor. This is here. This is back. This is a 20 draw guarantee, or not guarantee, but 20 draws. You do get a chance at an SSR plus unit. The only difference is these require different morphites. So if you go up here, requires these Starry S Elementiums. So if we go check it out, so you can see here we have, I mentioned this in a video a while back when they first introduced it, but we do have technically three different Elementiums. Ooh, excuse me, at this time. The Nova S and the S, pretty much the same price, different banners. I'll show you the Nova S ones here in a little bit towards when we get to the banners, but the Starry S are the ones that are part of that 20 draw, the one banner we were just in. For 10 summons, it does cost 4,000 morphite, as you can see there. So if you want to hit the 20, you want to hit that chance of getting the chosen one that you pick from the wish list is going to be 8,000 morphite. That's just what it is. But this is a decent banner. They kind of did a little bit more than the last time. Now, if you are participating in that daily login where you get, a lot of these SSRs anyway, so I wouldn't even just kind of toss those out. You're going to get those eventually if you participate in the whole thing. Definitely going after the URs that are here. As you can see here, there are some here that I don't own, and those are the ones I'm actually picking from. And at the moment, I'm actually going to go for Elixia, and you'll see why here in a little bit. But that's what's going to be here. Pick who you want, or if you're focusing on somebody, maybe you got Madrid here, maybe Toph. Maybe you're working with Sarah. She's actually a really good SSR limited, and you're trying to get that breakthrough, star breakthrough, upgrading them. You can always do that as well. That's a different type of tactic. But for now, we're going to choose her. And like you see here, this is going to be here for the rest of the week, 5 days. So, and then off to the left, as you do these mini draws, you'll be getting these rewards as well. I mean, look at that. Ooh, 80 draws. If you have enough morphite, you should take advantage. All right, moving on. K-Star, Beast Wonder Star are the Glory Star Progress events for this week. We have two. So they're both here for 5 days. This one, as you can see here, is 20 morphite. That's free. And when you hit that 250 mark. And for Beast Warden, 5 days for the rest of the week as well. This one is going to be 20 Gashbon tickets, as you can see there. All right, so we're moving on. Quick. Not hanging up too much. Next is we're going to dive into these story events. So we have three. This was actually last week, so she's here for one more week. Then this event will be switched out. But as you can see here, nothing's changed. If you see any of my other videos, Hidden Currents, this weekly story event has been the same. They stick to it, kind of a copy and paste kind of deal. You got your daily achievements. You got the store. You do have a chance of getting 5 free Elementiums here, which you just exchange for the resources, which is going to be these fan letters that you get from doing all these tasks in the events. Each one of these events that I'm going to kind of briefly go through are about the same when it comes to it. So they all have their own type of resource in their own shop. For this one, this is if you get the unit. If you decide to go after her, you can get these rewards here. Drama Clash is going to be the boss mode. Attacking that, you get these rewards here. Some more tickets. Or I'm sorry, Neolith summons for there. Story mode is this type, the expedition type. Definitely recommend. You do have it for this one. This is open. You can do all 3 chapters now since it's already been out all last week. But essentially, you can go through, clear all 3 chapters. That's going to be about 1,500 more for that you get for free. And by the time you finish all that, you'll be able to get these 5. So that's about 20. There you go. I'm sorry, 15 summons you get from that. So that's Hidden Currents. Arcane Weave is the next one. This is another one. Like I said, same thing. You got the dailies there. You got same thing. Once you hit 2,000, for this one, it's going to be Bean Cakes that'll unlock the S Elemental. We could get 5 free. Boss mode is going to be her for this one. And then for the story mode, it's going to be the same thing. Now, this one is still locked. This just popped up yesterday. So you could do chapter 1 today, and then tomorrow will be chapter 2, and then Thursday will be chapter 3 will unlock. So you can get that from there. Old C, third one. Here we go. Same thing. Like I said, this one is going to be Blue Coral is going to be the resource for this currency. But this is here. Same thing. Once you get 2,000, you unlock the S Elementium. Boss mode is going to be, slipping my mind. I can't believe my secretary is slipping my mind. But anyway, boss mode, same thing. You get Neolith summons there. Expedition as well. Same thing for the story mode on this one. Same thing. Chapter 1 is available now. Tomorrow, chapter 2, and then Thursday, chapter 3 will unlock all of those. But for this, for Old Sea and for Arcane Weave, 12 days. So pretty much they're going to be here for 2 weeks. So you do have some time to get those. But definitely, I suggest get into the Hidden Currents, knock out that expedition, get out those free, more fight. Now, quick little sidestep to patrols. If you guys do take parts in them, we have the Nebulous Nightmare. There's some good rewards in that. Fun little different type of style game on that one. Shiny Ceremony is back. Island Domination as well. Shadows of the Sentinels is more of a clan type of thing, which my clan unfortunately didn't participate in, or doesn't, like, they never got in when the first, I guess, came up, so we can't jump in now. So I haven't got a chance to actually work in that, but everything else is the same. Those are going to be the weekly patrols that are popping up. Weapon R&D is over, so don't even worry about that. And now we're going to go into, actually, 1 second. Can I grab this now? No, I can't. But there's no other daily login, so we're going to go straight into the draw. We'll start from the bottom. Treasure hunt has been the same. Right now, the rotation is 10 soldiers, and Aladdin card summon is the same. We still have what's her name? I forget her name. I haven't played with her in a while. Coretta, she's still here with these. Hopefully they get a chance to actually kind of rotate these URs. I did see a few people asking about Witch Prinny. This is the Witch Prinny banner. As far as we can see, there's no end to this, so it's just here until they decide to pull it. But the way this works, when you do summon, you get a chance of getting, as you can see here, these pieces. And once you get enough pieces, you can put it together and get the actual UR Prinny, or Witch Prinny. And then, of course, these on that down here are just resources, upgrade materials, stuff like that. Elemono Gashpon, Ouroboros, this is here. He came last week with, I forget her name already, but with that current, it's going to bother me. Sorry, 1 second. He came here with Kleona. They popped up together last week, so he is still here for another 5 days. Let's take a quick look at them if you want to. Those are going to be the attributes. Those are about the same for all UR Elemonos. So, gear set, here we go. Blinds everyone on the field. First time any enemy takes action, she deals Elementium damage equal to 304% of allies' average attack to the front row enemies. She then grants Death is Rebirth to one ally with the highest attack lasting 3 rounds. What is Death is Rebirth? It increases damage dealt by 16% upon first death. Interesting. Reduces all enemies' potential by 5. If the potential exceeds 10, revive self, restores 50% max HP and a shield, and immediately casts a limit break skill. That's a very interesting skill. So essentially, Ouroboros is giving you a chance to revive the unit with the highest attack. Very, very interesting. So if you want to get them, grab them. 100 summons is the pity to hit it. We're at 76. So I'm pretty good on Elemonos right now. I don't think I'll be summoning for any URs. I might if I have time. Actually, with the Glory Star progress, I might be able to hit it. So we'll come back to that a little later. As usual, arms modulation are going to be matching those units who are in the featured banner. I'm not going to go over the weapons. I'll let you guys do that on your own, just because it's going to be back and forth. I don't want to be jumping all over the place. Neolith, nothing going on here, nothing featured. Now, let's get into it. We're here at the banner. This is what I was talking about. These are the Nova S Elementium. So this is another little wish list. It is only these 3 though. So that's going to be the difference. If you're after these 3 specifically, you have a higher chance of getting them. You can use your Morphite here to grab these in the banner. I have got it once already and it didn't go away, so you could hit it multiple times. I have not seen an end to this banner as well. Pull it when they pull it. So just be aware of that. All right, so Kalanika is back. I have already reviewed her, so I'm not going to go over her too in depth, but we're going to go over the 3 newest ones, starting with Twin Guard Kleona. She is a Bifrost tank Twin Guard. All right, so let's take a quick look at her skills and let's get into it. All right, so Thoughts of Destruction through her creations, magic damage equal to 81% attack to front row enemies, so the front 3. Also inflicts additional magic damage equal to 100% attack on the front row enemy with the highest attack. Okay, recovers 25 potential. That's not bad, so a double hit on that skill. Second skill, draws on her fans experience, dealing magic damage equal to 186% attack to front row enemies, 3 in the front again. Grants all allies a shield equal to 15% of their max HP, not exceeding 300% of allies' average attack. Recovers 50 potential. That's not bad. Shield is always great. Shielding is a big thing kind of in the game at the moment. Third skill here. Dealing magic damage equal to 200% attack to all enemies. Full AoE hit. Grants all allies HP and a shield equal to 50% of their max HP. Oh, so there is a healing. Okay, capture 300% of allies' average attack. All right, so we get some healing done. We got some magic damage, full AoE, and a shield equal to 15%. So definitely giving out shields, proper uses of a tank. And then the last passive skill here, we got a few things. All right, let's go. Endless stories during odd rounds. Grants imagination to all allies for 1 round. At the start of even rounds, grants revere to the allies for 1 round. Triggers up to 3 times per battle. So imagination. Received healing and shield effects are increased by 30%. Units with imagination share this shield effect. Provides a shield equal to 90% of Kleona's max HP, lasting until imagination disappears or the damage offset exceeds the HP limit. Whew, that was a lot. Immersion. Increases indirect damage by 10%. When dealing damage, recovers HP equal to 10% of the damage dealt. Triggers up to 3 times per round. So not bad. So the passive pretty much gives you, it's kind of increasing her own skills at the same time. So if you have any other tanks or any other support or DPS units giving out shields or healing, there are some out there. That passive helps in all that kind of sense for all those types of units. All right, so links here. We got Samovilia. If you have her, Kleona's attack is increased by 18%. Nox increases armor by 18%. Rosabelle is resistance by 18%. And then if you have Anna and Dominica, HP is increased by 25%. 81%. All right, so those are going to be the links for Kleona. All right, next we have Kira Woven Armor. This one is the one I am interested in because, as you guys know, I do have an East Rise team. So she's an East Rise support woven armor, which is interesting because we have not seen a UR East Rise tank at all. So let's check it out. Tailors the perfect design for a customer, dealing physical damage 81% to attack the front row enemies, the 3 in the front. 81% is a little low, but she is supposedly a support, so it's not going to be that high compared to your DPS units. She deals additional damage equal to 100% attack to the front row enemy with the highest attack. Very similar to what we just read. Interesting. From Kleona. Second skill. Deals physical damage equal to 186% attack to front row enemies. 3 in the front again. Absorbs 15% max HP of front row enemies as her own shield. Up to a maximum of 300% of her attack. Recovers 50 potential. So a little bit different. Excuse me. Instead of giving the shield and healing to your own team, it's taken from the front row enemies and giving it to herself. All right, let's take a look at the ultimate here. Uses premium materials, techniques. Okay, dealing physical damage equal to 200% attack to all enemies, so full AoE. She grants herself and one random ally gold veil for 2 rounds. What is that? Reduces damage taken by 15%. When hit by an active attack, grants HP and shield equal to 15% max HP, triggering up to 3 times per round. When taking damage from enemies with conceal, is out there, further reduces damage taken by 15%. So essentially she's doing full AoE, 200% attack, pretty decent, not bad for a non-DPS unit, and then doing reduced damage to her, or reduced damage effect to herself and one other random ally for 2 rounds. And then when she's hit by an active attack, gains HP and shield equal to 50% max HP, which is interesting, which it can trigger to 3 times per round, so it can double up and increase and build off of that. So that's not bad. And for skill, the passive, here we go. Let's take a look at this one. When she gains a shield, grants splicing to 2 random allies, excluding herself for 2 rounds, triggering once per round. What is splicing? Reduces 50% of damage taken. Also transfers 30% of damage reduction to Kira. Effective only when Kira has a shield. All right, so interesting. It's good with the 50% damage reduced, 30% of it coming to Kira. So we definitely want to, her HP is going to be a little bit higher because of her supports type of unit. So definitely focusing on that as well. So any gear that you're giving her, any buffs, any of the refining of the attributes that you can do for certain, I forget where it's at, but it's in there. Definitely focusing on health and stuff like that. That's going to play a big part in making her and maxing out her skills, as you can say. All right, so her links here are going to be Roxy, attack increased by 18%. Lorraine is going to be armor increased by 18%. Rosabelle is resistance increased by 18%. And if you have Elixia and Ring, increased HP by 25%. And there is the reason why I picked Elixia. I need her if I want this one to work. Which, now that I actually read her skills, now I'm kind of debating. She's not really a tank, definitely more support unit. But I do have a lot of DPS. I don't really have a lot of support, so it might help my team. And all right, and here we go. Last but not least, we have Venom Surge UR Suri, which is an Empire unit, DPS. So as you can see there, attack's going to be higher attribute-wise. So let's take a look at her skills and see what she's about. Here we go. Physical damage, 81% attack to front row. Deals additional physical damage equal to 200% attack to enemies affected by the toxin. Recovers 25 potential. Interesting. Let's see where this toxin comes in place. Second skill, dealing physical damage, 186% attack to front row enemies, the front 3. Deals additional damage to 15% max HP to enemies affected by toxin again. Capped at 300% of her attack. More attack, more damage. Interesting. All right, so we got the ultimate here. Suri empties her mind and merges with the deep sea. Summoning immortal jellyfish to deal physical damage equal to 200% attack to all enemies, full AoE. Um, uh, she applies Synodite membrane to 3 random allies for 2 rounds. What is this membrane? When attacked, deals additional damage equal to 240% attack to 3 random enemies and deals 240% damage to enemies affected by the toxin, ignoring defense, which is that good, triggering up to 2 times per round. All right, so not bad. Full AoE, 200% attack to all enemies, and then applying this membrane, 3 random allies, which is even more damage being done when they get attacked. Interesting. Passive. So I'm hoping this is where we kind of figure out where all this comes into play. All right, so start a battle. Suri transforms to jelly body for 3 rounds and applies a toxin. Here we go to 3 random enemies for 2 rounds. All right, so right off the bat, 3 random people are getting the toxin. So all those that you saw in the first few skills that were additional effects or additional damage, it starts at the beginning of the round, or the beginning of the match, the battle. So it kicks off where 3 of the random enemies have toxin. So there you go. When attacked, she applies the toxin to 3 random enemies for 2 rounds, triggering up to 4 times per round. So it can very well, by the end of the first round, the whole team has this toxin going on. 3 random enemies for 2 rounds is where it stays, but if it's triggering up to 4 times per round, it's hitting different people. After taking action, it inflicts 3 random enemies with Synodite sacked, lasting until Jelly Body disappears. When Jelly Body ends, all enemies parasitized by the sack takes 25% recorded damage, capped at 500% of series attack, ignoring invincibility, dodge, and conceal. The sack records damage taken from toxin. After taking action, takes 20% of the recorded damage, capped at 300% of series attacked. And then the final note on the toxin: after any action, self takes damage equal to 200% attack, triggers once per round, and stacks up to 5 times. All right, so a little confusing on the sack. So essentially what it's saying is that the sack does take 25% recorded damage that your team is getting hit. It's capped at 500% of series attack. So definitely focusing on her attack because she is a little bit more of a DPS unit. Higher attack, more damage. A lot of her skills is 200%, 240%, stuff like that of her attack. So the higher attack that you have on this unit, the higher amount of damage is done and more recorded damage. And then, so it's pretty much saving that amount of damage. And then once it's capped out, it's capped at 300% of her attack. And then after any action, self takes damage equal to 200%, triggers once per round, and stacks up to 5 times. So there's a chance of it hitting once per round, but you can stack it up because she's getting hit so many times. So, or maybe a couple times per round. So, interesting passive, a little bit of little things here and there to add up to her damage. Definitely get the Venom Surge. A lot of her toxin is doing additional damage, especially with the first 2 skills. I mean, the 200% more on this first one, and with this one was also deals additional damage equal to 15% max HP to enemies affected by the toxin, but it's capped at her 300% of her attack. So the higher, like I was saying, of her attack is, the more she can put out. So, excuse me. All right, so that was everybody. Those are going to be it, shipmates. Pick who you want. Man, I don't know. Woven armor. I'm going to have to sit back and really look and see if my team really needs this. But those are the 3 here. You have quite a bit going on. Take advantage of everything. Definitely do all 3 chapters of all 3 story banners or story events that are going on. Get all that free Morphite, free summons, Use it to your advantage. This is a great time. If none of these suit you, side note, if none of these really look too appealing to you, that's okay. You definitely have where to go? Starry Splendor here, something to pick from. You can use it here, or we do have the 2-year anniversary coming up. Little hint, hint. It should be this month sometime. Maybe after these 2 days, or I'm sorry, these 12 days. Maybe not this week, possibly next week, or even the week after as we get close to Christmas, because the 1-year anniversary was around this time. So I'm going to do a little bit of more digging. Hopefully by the next video, something else pops up this weekend. I'll do another video, see who I summoned for, maybe things like that, and I can let you guys know what I found. So other than that, happy summoning, keep going. We'll see what new stuff comes in. We got a bunch of stuff going for here. Like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. Fair winds and following, shipmates. I'll see y'all next time.